Now to that dating app mystery, police finding a body they believe to be a young woman who went missing after a Tinder date. And Amy, now two people are interested.
This is such a tragic and sad story. One of the two people who are now in police custody is the young woman who met Sydney on Tinder. The other is that woman's roommate, a much older man who prosecutors call a habitual criminal. The last time family and friends saw 24-year-old Sydney Loof was in this Snapchat as she was preparing for a second date with the woman she met on Tinder. Just like so many others, the popular dating app leading to 1 million dates a week. Loof seen smiling in the photo on November 15th, writing, "Ready for my date," before vanishing. Now her date, 23-year-old Bailey Boswell and 51-year-old Aubrey Trail, being called persons of interest by Nebraska police.
By their own statements on social media, we believe that Aubrey Trail and Bailey Boswell were two of the last people to have known to been with Sydney prior to her disappearance.
The search for Loof beginning when she missed a shift at the home improvement store where she worked. Her worried family pleading for help.
Someone knows something. Please do the right thing. Thank you.
Police and the FBI beginning their search, combing through digital evidence and looking for Boswell and Trail, who allegedly left town after Sydney's disappearance.
We've spent the last few days watching ourselves being slammed and crucified in the newspapers. We thought it was time we had our say.
The two posting this now deleted video to social media.
She is a sweet, amazing girl.
Boswell saying in the video that she dropped Sydney off after their date.
She asked me to drop her off at a friend's house, so I did so. I gave her my number. I haven't heard from her since.
The pair now in police custody, reportedly being held on a federal person of interest warrant in the disappearance of Loof. And Tuesday, 20 days after she vanished, digital clues leading authorities to what they believe to be Loof's body.
We do believe that there is evidence of foul play.
Sydney Loof's family reacting to the news on Facebook saying, "May God grant eternal rest unto thee. We love you, Sydney." Her friends telling us she was careful when using the dating app.
She usually always sent a picture of the person that she was going on a date with. She would let us know whether it was going to be at her house, their house, in public.
It sounds like she did everything right. Now, according to the Pew Research Center, 15% of American adults have used an online dating site or a mobile dating app, and a spokesperson for Tinder issued this statement in regards to Sydney Loof. "We are deeply saddened by this horrific tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victim's family and loved ones, and we are fully cooperating with law enforcement in this investigation."
So, Amy, let's bring in Dan Abrams and Callahan Walsh of the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children to talk a little bit more about this. And we heard in your report, police say they suspect foul play. Those two people in custody haven't been charged. What do you think are the key pieces of evidence here?
Yeah, they're being held on other outstanding warrants. Look, it seems the two key pieces of evidence are digital evidence, meaning number one, that you got the Snapchat where she says, "I'm going on a date." Then you've got her phone. And that's how they were able to find the body, but it also apparently links it back to the home of the two suspects here. What's so fascinating is this video that they have put out denying it. They're basically going after the media, they're going after the police, they're admitting that they've committed crimes in the past, but they're saying again and again and again, we didn't do this. We weren't responsible.
How does that video affect the investigation?
Well, look, it's certainly going to be evidence. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And so that can be used against them in the context of this. I think that video, while they're trying to say this proves we didn't do it, this proves we've been trying to be helpful to the police, is part of the reason that they have gone after them. And I don't think they help themselves at all, where at the end of the video, they flip off the police.
That doesn't help.
No, that never helps.
No, let's bring in Callahan in the discussion here, and because we know that you primarily work with children, but when it comes to, Callahan, online safety, staying safe being online, you say the rules are pretty similar here.
They are. You know, we tell kids all the time, the number one rule is you don't meet somebody out in the real world that you've only met online. And yet, for some reason, we think that once we become adults, we're immune to that. And we're not. You know, these cases are rare. These social media and dating sites don't want this happening to their users, but we need to stay hyper vigilant when using these types of dating services.
And Callahan, what about the companies behind these apps and these websites? What are they doing to try and make sure the people who are using them stay safe?
Well, the major ones are really trying to do all the right things. Again, they don't want this happening to their users, and so they do reach out. They reach out to us at the National Center. We're on the Trust and Safety Council of many of these sites and help them create and craft policy to make sure that users are safe on these platforms. But again, you know, like I said, these are rare cases, but they do happen.
And remember, the suspect here is admitting she was on a date with her, but saying it wasn't me. She's saying this has nothing to do with the date at all, that I dropped her off at a friend's house and that's the last I saw of her. So this is, watching the videos of these two is just bizarre.
It is, it is. Callahan, thank you.